Welcome back, you lovely people. I've been listening to feedback on the channel and I'm going to make some changes to the way it's structured. So on these videos around this time, most days, I'm going to focus on technical analysis and focusing on the most requested cryptos, the most popular cryptos. So if there is something that you want me to cover, then let me know. And if enough people ask, then I'll certainly add it to the list. I've moved myself down to the bottom left so that I have full access to my watch list over here. Let's see how that works. And then I will start doing different videos where I focus more on strategy, whether that's Bitcoin dominance, the cycle, exit strategy, etc., etc. So there'll probably be more videos, but I think it would be better to keep it really, really clear. And if I label them well, then it means you should be able to access exactly what you're looking for much easier rather than having to scroll through videos and have a look. So let's see how it works. Keep giving me feedback, please, so we can keep improving and I can make sure that I add as much value as possible. So we'll always start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is flat today, but you can see on the 8-hour view that we are making higher highs now. So this is looking bullish. And our trend lines look absolutely fantastic. This resistance that we've had in about 55,500 proved to be resistance, and we bounced back from there yesterday. But then we've held the breakout of this trend line that we broke a few days ago. So that's extremely bullish. It looks like we're going into retest this resistance level at $55,500. How does that align with the two scenarios we've been looking at? Well, they're both still in play, so not much more to say. Like I said on yesterday's video, if we are going to meet resistance and then fall back down to 40 or 45,000, then that could either happen at this resistance level here at 55, which we have been rejected from once, or this one I have around 59 or 60. So we may not know for some time. And that's fine, because as we've discussed in previous videos, even if we do have the rejection, even if we do go lower, then the bounce will be absolutely spectacular. So we are just positioning ourselves mentally for the possibility of that happening. Why may it not happen? Well, there's a lot of bullish news around at the moment. Here's another company, Nexon. I believe they do something to do with gaming. Could be wrong on that. I literally have just seen it secondhand. They've purchased $100 million of Bitcoin, which is 2% of their total cash. Just another example of companies seeing Bitcoin as a good store of value. And now this gives the license to other CEOs to really be looking at this seriously. And are we going to get gigantic news tonight? Oh, my video is covering this up now. Let's move down a second. Facebook rumored to hold Bitcoin, something that I've talked about before. Facebook's earnings are tonight. So it should be about 9 p.m. UK time after the closing bell. Now, if this was true, then they will announce it tonight. They will have to. If it was a substantial purchase, Tesla purchased $1.5 billion. If Facebook and Zuckerberg announce that they've purchased 2 billion, 3 billion Bitcoin, then that is going to move the market. And if that happens, I have no doubt we are following scenario B, and we would be looking at all-time highs in the very near future. How far away from the all-time highs? 18%. We may even take it out on the news. It was a 20% move, I think, when Tesla announced their Bitcoin position. So it's only rumors, speculation. They've been swirling around for some time. The other major rumor is Walmart. Their results are mid-May. So let's see what happens. It will be a nice bonus if it is true. And if I am Facebook, then of course I would be looking at this very, very seriously. So whilst Bitcoin is flat, you have Ethereum continuing to pull the market up, drag the market up. $2,700 Ethereum. I remember over here when we were going sideways for, so that was, oh, you could probably say, let's call this early January to late March. It made a nice move, but other altcoins were popping. And I was getting a lot of messages from people getting bored and frustrated by Ethereum. Of course, we've now cleared up a lot of the news that was weighing Ethereum down with layer 2 solutions such as Matic, which we'll come into in a second, and other improvements coming very soon. So the mood is a lot more positive around Ethereum, and that's why we continue to make new all-time highs almost every day now, almost every hour, pushing new all-time highs. Where can we go from here? Targets from here? Very, very hard to say. Very hard to say. Ethereum is now in price discovery mode. And is Ethereum undervalued at this price? I certainly believe so. So look, there's a lot more upside to come. I've been asked for targets before, and on the last calculation, I was looking at $14,000. Is that still in play? For me, it is. Don't forget, the majority of the gains come right at the end of the cycle, but we certainly have a lot of upside to come in Ethereum, in my opinion. Let's have a look at Chainlink. So Chainlink down 2.3%, but holding a very, very key level here. So we bounced when we had the whole market had a correction. Chainlink held our support line in here at about $31 really, really nicely. Had a nice bounce, and we've come in to test this clear trend line at 34.70. And the fact that we have held that and we're resuming upwards, it looks like we're about to make a higher high. This, to be honest, looks extremely bullish for Chainlink. And Chainlink looks extremely bullish versus Bitcoin, holding this key level here. As long as we hold that level, then it looks very bullish. But I do want to draw your attention to one thing, which is Chainlink versus Ethereum. Let me go to the 1-day view. And this is just an extra bit of data. But Chainlink versus Ethereum, I have a line in here since September 2019 at the very bottom. Touch there, and we're coming in to test it again, but I am noticing that we're breaking it to the downside. Now, this was earlier today, and we are recovering. So we may be wicking down below the line, and we may bounce off here, and Chainlink might be able to have a massive move. So we'll continue watching this. If we do close below the line and continue resuming downwards, it doesn't necessarily mean anything bearish. I wouldn't make any decisions based on Link versus Ethereum. I would make them based versus the dollar and versus Bitcoin, because that's what the market is looking at. And on both those charts, we are holding really nice levels. So it's just an extra bit of information. You may use it if you're deciding whether to position yourself more in Chainlink versus Ethereum. And we'll have a look at it tomorrow, because if we hold this level and bounce, then Chainlink will be preferable. But if we break it and continue resuming downwards, then Ethereum would be looking more bullish. Binance Coin. So my line in here may need to be adjusted somewhat. It doesn't look like it's working out very well. We're probably somewhere in here. And you can see the trajectory of Binance Coin is very clear. It looks like we are wanting to break out. We've been consolidating now for, let's call it 3 weeks. And that's understandable given the massive move that Binance Coin had. Cannot go up in a straight line. We're consolidating. We will see if we break to the downside or upside. If we break this level, which is about $570 and resume upwards, then it looks like Binance is ready for the next leg up. So I believe this is about to give a very, very bullish signal, but we will wait and see. Polkadot. So Polkadot it has to be said, has been lagging somewhat since mid-February, being very much sideways. We did put a big spike in to make a new all-time high right before the market crash is an overstatement, the 20% pullback in Bitcoin. So this was a very bullish sign. Right before the whole market went down, Polkadot wanted to break out. So there's definitely buyers around, but we've come back down. It's really positive that we've held the support line at 28.70, and now we're resuming upwards. We've taken out this trend line again, coming in to retest it. So if we get a resumption upwards, it looks bullish. If we break back above this trend line here, which will probably be somewhere around $40, then it would be extremely bullish. I'm expecting Polkadot to catch up at some point, but at the moment it's taking its time, and that's probably just due to the fact that there's not a lot of news coming out of the Polkadot ecosystem at the moment. However, with Kusama Parachain auctions going live soon, I would expect that to change, and Polkadot will probably move shortly afterwards. Kusama will probably move before. I'm expecting something big quite soon. And price action has been pretty good recently, had a really nice bounce, and now we are back over $400. I had a support line in here at $390. We're above that. We're making new higher highs, and it does look bullish on Kusama. So it feels to me like the next bit of positive news on Kusama, which I do expect to come over the next week or two, will really send us flying and back towards our all-time highs, 560, and then beyond. Definitely be looking to take out $1,000 in the not too distant future. Polygon Matic, I just want to come down because I was watching it earlier today. Now, Matic has obviously had a massive move. Just the past couple of days, we were up 150%. And then, of course, like all of these coins that go up that much in such a short period of time, we've had our pullback. The pullback was 25%, which happened, when everything else was down 1% or 2%. And that's just because it needed to cool off. I was watching this earlier. I should have posted on Twitter and Instagram about this entry, but I didn't. But anybody that did spot it and took this entry has been rewarded. It was quite clear that we were ready to resume upwards. And if you got in there, you're already up 20% on your position. Matic continues to look extremely, extremely strong. Would you be buying it up here? Maybe. I think it's definitely got a lot of upside. I definitely think we can take out $1 very, very soon. So I would say as long as you're holding until September, then you'll be fine. If you want a safer entry, then look for a pullback given how quickly we've gone up. But still, great project, doing great things. There's a lot of transaction volume that is moving onto Matic right now, and that's why it's going up so quickly. Cardano. Honestly, I haven't looked at the Cardano chart in a while, so let me get my bearings. Very sideways since mid-February. We haven't really gone anywhere. Again, after the big run-up and the launch of the mainnet, and I'm not seeing much news coming out of the Cardano world. So very sideways. We have had a nice bounce, sort of like, it looks a bit like Polkadot, to be honest. A nice bounce off 98 cents and working our way up and making higher highs, not too far off the all-time highs at 156. So it looks decent, I think there are better charts. You may want to wait until we have clear resistance here at the all-time highs, touched 3 times, and we're not too far off of that. So that's 147, and you may want to wait for a break, a retest and resumption. That looks like a good entry in Cardano if it presents itself. Monero is just going up. Monero only goes up apparently. So it's clear what direction we're heading in. We continue to get steeper and steeper. Love Monero. I think it's a very, very important project and use case. We'll talk about Pirate Chain in a second as well. So I do believe that Monero has a lot of room to the upsides. It's gone up a lot in recent days. Certainly, if we get a pullback into this sort of level, then fantastic. Will it come? I have absolutely no idea, but well done to those holding Monero. Dogecoin is pumping again. I have these circles drawn in from a coaching call where I was talking about timing. Of course, there are people that bought in at this top, and hopefully they didn't sell, and hopefully they're waiting for the next pump. But you have to be very careful with pump and dump coins like this. Why are we up today 14%? And at some point we were up 27%. I believe there was a new tweet from Elon Musk saying he's going to be on Saturday Night Live, and I think he said something about the Doge Master is going to be on Saturday Night Live or something like that. So that's exactly what you are waiting for if you're a Dogecoin holder. And if we are about to put in the next pump, well, the last one was 5x, and the next one, who knows? There is very little I can say here, because if we were looking back at the last breakout, it was quite clear we were forming this descending wedge here, and we had a breakout, a big breakout actually, and we came back in to retest, and then that was the beginning of the massive pump. So that was quite a clear entry. With what's happened so far, what's happened in the past week or so, of course we had to break down at some point given the trajectory. We broke out of the descending channel sideways. Now we're pumping. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, so hard to say on Dogecoin. Depends on momentum. At the moment, it looks like it has some momentum. So you could see some big moves over the next few days in Dogecoin. The chain, I just want to bring our attention to, because a lot of people asked for it, but I also saw this earlier from Leia. The chain is now powering Cyprus's, I can't say this or the video might get blocked. Let's call it a health passport app. This ought to throw a spanner in the community. And this is something I did talk about on an Ask Me Anything recently. So my reply to that was, make sure you vote with your wallet. If that is something that you care about, then you have an opportunity. So I won't go into the chart because I'm not a fan of that. But of course, people have made some fantastic returns in the chain so far, so congratulations. And finally, the talk of the town is Pirate Chain. Not one I've covered on this channel before, although I have talked about it on the Ask Me Anythings. We had a 3,910% return over the course of a couple of weeks. And if you are looking for an entry in Pirate Chain, it does look like we are coming into some sort of support level at the moment, and you would be getting 47% discount off the all-time high. This could be a good entry. Of course, far better to enter right up here. So this does look good for those wanting to top up or make their first positions in Pirate Chain, particularly if on the 8-hour view we start making higher highs. Maybe that will be at the same time as breaking out of this sort of trend line. Then that could be something you look for as an entry on Pirate Chain if you're looking to get involved. So hopefully that new format is good for the technical analysis side of things. I will be coming with more content, and let's all cross our fingers that Facebook made the right decision. And we're about to hear at 9 p.m. tonight that they have purchased a huge, humongous position in Bitcoin. Wouldn't that be sweet? Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.